I guess I don't feel depressed enough from living under constant rocket attacks that come at any given moment, whether it's I'm in the bathroom or the shower or whatever, or walking my epileptic dog from the vet. So, no, it's not depressing enough. I have to pick up the New York Times and let's see. Netanyahu led us to war. He must go. Gershon Greenberg. Well, well, well. What a big surprise, a man of my tribe. Not only is the editor Jewish, but everybody who writes here, most everybody. And it's always blame the Jews, blame the Israeli Jews. That's the game of the New York Times. The war was caused by Netanyahu. I didn't know Netanyahu massacred and beheaded babies. I didn't know Netanyahu actually went on motorcycles and burned down kibbutzim and people. So, but he's like, this is the headline. I mean, it's not a headline. And of course, a Palestinian girl stars there because the Jewish Israeli girl, where are they? Where are the hostages? Where are the 200 hostages? Amongst them children and babies. No photos of that at the New York Times because Mr. Greenberg, Gershon Greenberg, is not concerned with the Israeli Jews. Ichs! They are the troublemakers. They blame the Israeli Jews. So, oh my God, this is something I really need to see. Argentina's far-right campaign lets the dogs out. During run to be president, 5 cloned mastiffs are his symbol of libertarian ideals. Now I've seen everything. This tops everything. So after finishing a surprising first in Argentina's presidential primaries in August, Javier grabbed a microphone in front of a crowd and thanked Conan, Murray, Milton, Robert, and Lucas. Who else? My 4-legged children. Mr. Milai, a far-right libertarian, who is, can you be a far-right libertarian? Aren't liberal people liberal and far-right not liberal? Okay, doesn't matter. Who is in the favorite in Argentina's presidential elections on Sunday, would head to the country's presidential offices, the Casa Rosada, not with a spouse and children, but with 5 mastiffs. He has long called his children. He is, of course, speaking figuratively. Technically speaking, however, those 5 dogs are not traditional offsprings of any animal. They are genetic copies of Mr. Milai's former dog, also named Conan, and were created in laboratory in upstate New York. Mr. Milai's 5 clone dogs have become objects of fascination in Argentina's presidential election and a window into his unusual candidacy. For months, the national debate has revolved around his ascent, his eccentric personality, and his radical economic proposals, like eliminating Argentina's central bank and replacing the currency with US dollar to save the nation $46 million from one of the worst financial crises in decades. Mr. Milai has made his original dog Conan, named for the movie Conan the Barbarian, a central player in his backstory, saying the dog saved his life and spent numerous Christmases alone with him when he felt abandoned by others. He has made the clone dogs symbols of his libertarian ideals by naming 4 of them for 3 conservative American economists, Murray Rothbard, Milton Friedman, and Robert Lucas. At his rallies, he has held aloft paintings of his dogs, which he passes out to the crowds. Wow, now I've seen everything. I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. And here I was, raised to believe that you should rescue dogs from abuse. Oh, stupid me. How stupid am I? All you have to do is take your dog and clone them. Okay. I see. If you really love your dog, just duplicate them for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a great economical approach. Wow. Well, next to the former Nazi, not the former Nazi, the former living Nazi, Eichmann, Rudolf Eichmann. This guy must be one of Argentina's star citizens. Wow. Now I've seen it all. It makes the headline seem humanitarian. Israelis need to demand a national accounting for what made the military disaster of October 7 possible. So what made baby beheading, woman raping, people mutilation and burning, and families being gunned down, and music festival attendants gunned down, raped, murdered, mutilated is Netanyahu? Not God forbid. God forbid we blame the Palestinians for anything. They're innocent of, look at that poor child. Let's not look at the abducted children because, there are no pictures of the kidnapped babies because they're Israeli Jews and therefore deserve all cruelty. So always blame the Jews, and when you can't blame the Jews because you are a Jew, blame the Israeli Jews because they fucked up the world for us. Not the Hamas, not the Palestinians. They're innocent little poor people. Look at them. Look what the Israelis did to them. Let's forget the beheaded babies. Let's forget the 200 kidnapped Israelis that are being tortured as we speak. No, let's forget it and always blame the Israelis and always blame Prime Minister Netanyahu for everything. No, he didn't warn the world about Iran. No. When everybody was giving them millions. No, he didn't warn the world about Iran, who's absolutely behind Hamas. No. This Gershom Gorenberg, sorry I mispronounced his name, Gershom Gorenberg, the genius, exposed the real reason for the worst massacre in Jews since the Holocaust in one day. It is not, God forbid, the Palestinians who are poor people and look at them, they live in destroyed homes, but it is Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Israeli Jews. We are all to blame for this massacre because we're Israelis and we're not American Jews. American Jews are not to blame for anything. They don't owe Israeli Jews anything. Even when they have family in Israel, possibly, no, they owe us nothing. What they do very well is demonize Israel in the most creative way, but not so creative. I'm kind of tired of the same kind of rhetoric, bullshit, blame the Israeli Jew shit. Even when we're massacred, it's always our fault or the fault of our prime minister. I'm not saying our government is perfect, but not giving any responsibility to terror group, the Palestinian terror group, no, they're never responsible. It's always the Zionist Jews that are responsible. Yes, even though there are so many Holocaust survivors here. So, yeah. I'm just flabbergasted. What will the amazing Jewish writers of the New York Times think of next when they're sitting in their couch on Friday, writing down their articles? Just invading Gaza now is a mistake. Well, Miss Farah, Stockman, whoever you are, you don't live in Israel. Your kids were not kidnapped. Your babies weren't beheaded. So why don't you sit on your stupid couch in Upper West Side, New York, and write your stupid articles and and profess to be, what are you? A member of the Times editorial board. So that must make you an expert automatically an expert on the Middle East. Wow. Farah. Is that a Persian name? And Stockmore. Sounds like a woman who really understands the Middle East. So, wow. I'm just like, wow. The New York Times always makes me proud to be a Jew. Reminded me of America, how the left-wing Americans welcome you with open arms. So there's Haaretz, because the Israeli Jews also blame the Israeli Jews. Wow, we have so much in common. Israel was asleep at the watch post for years, and then the conflict exploded. I'm not saying there were no mistakes done, because I'm sure there are. I'm 100% sure there are. But to make this your headline and to give like 0.0 responsibility for Palestinian terror group Hamas is because we can't. We can't blame Palestinians. They're innocent. Oh, and there's a beautiful photo of somebody pro-Palestinian. He's not pro-Hamas. He's pro-Palestinians. Palestinian equals angelic beings that behead babies because they have no other choice. They don't have electricity or water. They must behead babies, and they must kidnap them. October 7 attacks show there are no safe places for Jews. How wonderful. I feel I can really sleep. At night. So, well, by mistake, New York stands with Israel. Wow. That's a mistake. I've never seen anything pro-Israel ever in Iton Haaretz. Oh my goodness. Haaretz. What a lovely. Of course, let's bash Netanyahu and say that he's inhuman. But the Hamas is very human. Is Hamas really ISIS? No, it's not. Beheading babies is like a very, it's a Palestinian sport practice. And let's just behead the babies. Right. It's all our fault. Israel repressed ramifications of Palestinian conflict. Blame the Israeli Jews. Blame the Israeli. Okay. There's a wonderful article about Abi Yair, the darling of Hamas. What are we fighting for? That I can live, that I can breathe, that I'm not dead by rockets. That I don't have to run to a rocket constantly because of a rocket to a bomb shelter. So many things I can live for. Children can live a stress-free life. They don't have to run. They can go to school again. We can live a normal life. We don't have to live in fear of rocket attacks constantly. But, these commercials. They ask where the funding of Hamas is. I would like to know where the funding for the New York Times is. Guess what? All you have to do is open the newspaper and you see watchmakers, Swiss watchmakers. Interesting. Didn't the Swiss kind of sort of pay for the Nazis' war machine while pretending to remain neutral? And now look how many ads for all kinds of watches. Wow. I mean, I wonder who pays for the New York Times. That's what I want to know. Louis Vuitton. That's not Swiss, is it? But it's really popular. Yeah, look at the ads. Who pays for the New York Times? The poor and the oppressed, that's for sure. Don't pay. I think I've read all I want to, all I can stomach. There's not even one Snoopy cartoon. Come on, that's the worst crime against humanity. New York Times, not one peanut commercial, a cartoon. Shame on you.